Hey, River Life. I just wanted to get on here and share a quick devotion with you today for your Tuesday morning. It kind of came to me weirdly. It started off with, I had a dream. I know that sounds funny, right? I had just woken up from a dream Sunday morning, which was Easter morning, and I was hugging people in this dream, which we know for right now that's a kind of taboo thing to do. And everyone was rejoicing that this whole COVID-19 thing had passed. We were super excited, and it was just the most wonderful feeling ever. And it really got me to thinking about where I'm at with this whole situation, where you're probably at with this situation. Admittedly, I have never sought God's will more frequently in my life for every single move I make. Like whether I do go to the store, whether I get grocery pickup, whether I make a call, whether I don't make a call, whether I am obedient in sitting and praying in the morning, what I see God's will for literally everything right now. And that's the way it should always be. Am I right? I've never prayed more or shed more tears for complete strangers than I do right now. People whose names I don't even know, faces I've never even seen before. Just hearing about them on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere just breaks my heart. I've never better understood my own personal walk through fear that I've had in the past more than I do right now. I've never understood that and been able to help people before or talk people through it or point them to God the way I have been during this pandemic. I've never developed more self-control or awareness of my own emotions before as I'm having to do right now. I'm super aware of when I am feeling scared. I'm very aware of when I'm feeling completely depressed and sad just because I haven't been around a lot of people. I'm very aware of that. I've never valued my own breath, which is like so simple but so complex. I've never valued my own breath before. Just when I wake up in the morning, I'm just happy to be able to take a breath because there's people that are not taking another breath. There's lots of people that are not taking another breath, or people that are struggling just to take a breath. And so I'm really just valuing that so much more right now. I've never been more sure of whom I truly trust and who I truly belong to, which is God. I've never been more sure of that than I am right now. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling those same emotions. You're seeing these same exact kind of things in your own lives. You're reflecting in those ways. And it got me to thinking about Paul. When Paul was in the prison in Rome, and he was in there, he was supposed to go to he wanted to go to Asia, but the Spirit of God stopped him and told him he couldn't go, not to go to Asia, and instead put him towards Macedonia, and he ended up in the prison. And if he had never had that time in that prison, which should have been a prison for him, it should have been this horrible, dark place, but he was able to change the course of everything and renew his mind. What if this is the renewing of our minds right now, and this time that we're in our own prison, we're in these houses where, we're confined to this, there's this virus out there, and we don't know a lot about it, and just what people are telling us, right, or what we've have friends experience, or maybe we're experiencing. We don't know a lot about it, so it's our own prison, right? But what if this is our renewing of our mind? This is the time when we're like, we're drawing closer to God, and we're able to think things through better and filter everything we do through God instead of just a few things that we used to. We used to maybe just filter those really big decisions through God, but what if we're filtering everything, like I am right now, everything I do through God? That is a renewing of our mind, is it not? And we get to choose right now, guys. We get to choose if we allow the virus or God to make these changes in our hearts and minds while we're in this prison, right? We get to choose. But make no mistake, the choice that we make right now, as if we let the virus change our heart and our mind, or we let God change our heart and our mind, is going to affect generations to come in our families. So choose wisely. If you choose to be led by this virus and you choose to be led by fear, that's going to affect you, and it's going to affect your children and your children's children, because it is just Satan's way of getting in there and just planting that seed of fear in your family. So you really have to think about who you're allowing to control your mind during this. In Corinthians 10:5, we destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. We take every thought captive. Take captive every thought. This is our hope right now, is that we can take captive every thought. This is our hope. We can't wrestle down every single fear that we have. We are human and we cannot do that. But we can make God so big in our lives, in our prison. We can make God so big that everything else seems smaller and it just falls away. All those other fears just fall away, and God is just so much bigger. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. It was on my heart. It's been on my mind since Saturday night. And just say a quick prayer over you guys, over us. God, I'm truly grateful to you for walking beside me through this. I'm thankful for your presence. This storm is unlike anything that any of us have ever endured before, God. Even though many of us are shaking in our boots right now, God, you are not. You remain our strong tower in this storm. And we thank you for that. God, you are truly sovereign. Forgive me of my multitude of daily sins. Continue to heal hearts, minds, bodies, and your land. In your name, amen. Amen, guys.